At this time, I will call this meeting to order. Clerk of the Board, please call the roll.
Certainly, Chair. Commissioner Baker,
Present.
Commissioner Dellisfort, Commissioner Leone,
Here.
Commissioner Mirabella,
Present.
Commissioner Neron,
Present.
Commissioner Palmieri Mudet,
Here.
Commissioner Signorello III, Vice Chair Williams,
Here.
and Chairman Bodek.
Here.
Let the record reflect you have 8 commissioners present for this evening's regular meeting.
Clerk of the Board, please lead us in the prayer and salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God, giver of peace and lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk of the Board, please read the statement for compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
The Chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of New Jersey statutes annotated, Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2026, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstance, to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2026 in the Administration Building, and further posting the annual meeting schedule for year 2026 on the County of Union's official website, and lastly, by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2026 with the Office of the County Clerk.
Thank you. Tonight, we have a need to go into executive session. County Council, please make your statement relative to tonight's executive session.
Thank you, Chairman. Pursuant to provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, a public body may enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing certain enumerated subjects. This board now wishes to enter executive session for the purpose of discussing attorney-client privilege communication concerning the potential settlement in the litigation matter by the state of New Jersey against DuPont and 3M. The minutes of the executive session shall be separated from the minutes of the open public session. The minutes of the executive session, redacted as appropriate and necessary, shall be available in approximately 30 days. The clerk of the board shall retain the original minutes until such time as the confidential limitations have been removed, at which time they shall be made available. Upon the affirmative vote of a majority of the members present, the board may retire to executive session. Upon the board's return, it may or may not take formal action on the matters discussed. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. May I have a motion to enter into
So
executive
moved,
session?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Mirabella moved, seconded by Commissioner Moded. Clerk of the Board, please call the roll.
Yes, Chair. Commissioner Baker,
Aye.
Commissioner Leone,
Aye.
Commissioner Mirabella,
Aye.
Commissioner Neron,
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Mudet,
Aye.
Commissioner Signorello III,
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Bodek.
Aye.
Let the record reflect you have 8 votes in the affirmative to enter into executive session.
May I have a motion to return from executive session?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second. Moved by Commissioner Mirabella, seconded by Commissioner Baker. Clerk of the Board, please call the roll.
Commissioner Baker,
Present.
Commissioner Leone,
Here.
Commissioner Mirabella,
Aye.
Commissioner Neron, Commissioner Palmieri Mudet,
Aye.
Commissioner Signorello III,
Here.
and Vice Chair Williams,
Here.
and Chairman Bodek.
Here.
I have 8 votes to return from executive session into our meeting.
County Council Bergen, if you have anything to announce as a result of the executive session?
Thank you, Chairman. Nothing to announce at this time.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the communications?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Mirabella, seconded by Commissioner Williams. Clerk of the Board, please call the roll.
Commissioner Baker.
I say aye now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
All right, we got Commissioner Leone.
What happened?
This is for the communications.
Aye. Aye.
Commissioner Mirabella.
Aye.
Commissioner Neron.
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Mudet.
Aye.
Commissioner Signorello III.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Bodek.
Aye.
Let the record reflect you have 8 votes in the affirmative on the approval of communications.
We have the minutes of the March 26, 2026 agenda setting meeting and regular meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Mirabella moved, Vice Chair Williams second. Clerk of the Board, please call the roll.
Commissioner Baker,
Aye.
Commissioner Leone,
Aye.
Commissioner Mirabella,
Aye.
Commissioner Neron,
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad,
Aye.
Commissioner Signorello III,
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Bodek.
Aye.
Let the record reflect you have 8 votes in the affirmative for both meetings, March 26th agenda setting session and regular meeting minutes.
Thank you. Tonight, we have one ordinance for adoption. Clerk of the Board, please read the ordinance by title.
Certainly, Chair. Ordinance number 866-2026, an ordinance to amend the laws of Union County Administrative Code and Policies and General Legislation by amending Part 2, Policies and General Legislation, Chapter 115, Safety Code, Article 6, Disorderly Conduct, and Chapter 140, Contracted Off-Duty Employment of Law Enforcement Officers.
The meeting is now open for the purpose of commenting on the ordinance number 866-2026 only. Kindly state your name and town of residence and adhere to the 5-minute time limit. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Seeing none? Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Chair.
I got to be Will Philly, I guess, you know, is that what? But anyway, good evening, Chair, ladies and gentlemen of the board, Bruce Patterson, Garwood, New Jersey. Real simple question, just an overview of what these revisions are on the Chapter 115 disorderly conduct and the Chapter 140 about the off-duty employment of law enforcement officers. Just an overview. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Seeing none? County Manager?
Thank you, Chair. It raises the fee for the fine for public urination and things like that, and increases the rate for off-duty jobs.
Thank you. I would like to ask Policy Chair, Vice Chair Williams, to move Ordinance 866-20-26 for final reading.
I move ordinance number 866-2026 for final reading and authorize the clerk of the board to advertise same in accordance with the law.
May I have a second?
Second.
The motion was made by Vice Chair Williams. The second was made by Commissioner Signorella. Clerk of the board, please call the roll.
Commissioner Baker,
Aye.
Commissioner Leone,
Aye.
Commissioner Mirabella,
Aye.
Commissioner Neron,
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad,
Aye.
Commissioner Signorello III,
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Bodek.
Aye.
Let the record reflect you have 8 votes in the affirmative on ordinance number 866-2026.
Thank you. The 2026 county budget was introduced at the March 26, 2026 meeting. Following the approval of that budget resolution, the clerk published the notice of the official public hearing to be held tonight in accordance with the law. With that said, I now open the public hearing on the 2026 county budget. Prior to calling upon the public for comment on the budget, I would like to ask for our fiscal chair, Commissioner Palmieri Muedad, to say a few words before we begin. I would also like to thank Finance Director B.B. Taylor and her staff, our county manager, Ed Oatman, Deputy County Manager Amy Wagner, and our fiscal committee for their efforts. Fiscal Chair Palmieri Muedad, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening. As fiscal chairwoman, over the past several weeks, the committee has conducted a thorough review of the 2026 executive budget in collaboration with County Manager Ed Oatman, the Department of Finance, and our department heads. This process included a careful review of revenue projections, fixed costs, and departmental needs to ensure the long-term fiscal stability of Union County. Tonight, we adopt the Union County 2026 executive budget in the amount of $559,192,647 $1,000,000.06, reflecting careful planning during a time of significant fiscal pressure. This year's budget includes a modest increase in the tax levy, driven largely by the rising fixed costs, most notably a 21% increase in health and prescription benefits. This budget is being presented during a time when federal funding that supports essential services has already been reduced. SNAP funding alone is down several $1,000,000 this year, with additional reductions anticipated for next year. Further federal cuts remain possible. At the same time, rising healthcare costs and inflation continue to place pressure on local governments across the country. These are real challenges, and they require thoughtful and disciplined financial decisions. Despite these pressures, this budget reflects our continued commitment to maintaining the services our residents rely on every single day. Union County has consistently responded to fiscal challenges without reducing core services. When residents face food insecurity related to SNAP disruptions, the county acted quickly to support vulnerable households. Because we have maintained strong fiscal discipline, we are able to respond when circumstances demand it. We will continue to pursue shared services and operational efficiencies to protect taxpayer resources while sustaining the services our municipalities and residents depend on. I want to thank the Department of Finance, Director Dr. Bibi Taylor, and her team for their hard work and dedication throughout this process. I also want to thank my fellow Fiscal Committee members, Commissioners James Baker, Alexander Mirabella, and Lourdes Leon for their time and commitment during this review. And finally, thank you to our department heads and staff whose input helped shape a budget that meets today's needs while planning for our future. Thank you.
The meeting is now open to the public for the purposes of commenting on the 2026 county budget. Kindly state your name and town of residence for the record and adhere to the 5-minute time limit. Is there anyone wishing to speak?
Good evening, Chair Bodick, ladies and gentlemen of the Commissioner Board, Bruce Patterson, Garwood, New Jersey. I had a chance to review the budget. I have a lot of questions. Hopefully, you'll be able to answer it for the viewers and the attendees here. On page 3C, the health insurance waiver on the cap exclusion calculations. With using the health insurance waiver, it looks like we still may be around the 2% cap. So that's a positive thing, but amazing that you later are taking that cap bank monies and putting it in the cap bank. Vote no on this year's cap bank, which is on the resolutions later. Along with the $150 million in the free cash surplus, you still have $11.5 million in the bank from the previous 2 years. So you don't need this. Budget and balance sheet. This is called anticipated group health and prescription increase. Is this over the $25 million health insurance cost increase? It's around $10 million, the number. Sick and vacation day liabilities. That's $4.6 million from the budget. Note, it's listed we have 115 employees that accumulated 28,000 equivalent days of sick and vacation. That's an average of 243 days each employee. Can't you get a grip on this ongoing profligacy? The revenues on page 4, realized cash on interest of investments from last year. That's $17 million. The free cash surplus we carry was $190 million last year. So how did we get nearly a 10% interest on that money? The capital improvement 2026 anticipated revenue, which is $9 million in the budget. How are we receiving this amount? We received nothing last year. The revenue from the UCUA, which is only $500,000 coming to us. Originally, we were receiving $1 million annually years ago, and now it's cut back to only $500,000. It sounds like we are now giving aid to the UCOA, so must be a problem there. Are we paying for Linda Stender's salary with this extra $500,000 they're holding back? All county department operational costs, that's pages 10 to 13J. Out of 50 departments, we saw huge drops in appropriations in 39 of them, pretty much minor increases in 11, and then there was one push. For years, I have said, so much fat is buried in the budget, and it looks like it's slowly being excised out. But the free cash surplus is now still $150 million. Social services, 13G H&I page, which is a deduct of $2.9 million this year from last. Out of all the departments, this is an interesting drop, which one wonders with the affordability issue in our county. I mean, why the huge drop? County manager's office on page 10 is $625,000 in special studies line item is discretionary spending. What is on the horizon for wanting to spend well over $500,000? The UCIA aid. Now, this is interesting. This is page 12. This number is $150,000, and just coincidentally, it's almost the same amount that Bibby Taylor, our finance chair, is getting paid for her minimal part-time work over there at the UCIA, which she's not doing too well. Usually it's a debacle, one or the other. She's also making $200,000 here as the finance director. You should ask her about the latest debacle. That's the Aries Biosolids project in Linden.
That's not on the budget, Council.
Page
Mr.
13C,
Patterson,
insurance
stick to the
line
budget.
items. Insurance items now total $124.5 million. Does this include our county's self-insurance appropriation, or is that cost somewhere else? The surplus, again, we are sitting on $150 million in free cash surplus buried in the budget, almost 30% of the budget. It would certainly be nice to use at least $50 million and have a huge decrease in county taxes. Open Space Trust Fund, from the equalized values, you are collecting an extra $2 million from the taxpayers. We see that you are spending $10 million on developments. Are we buying any land with the money? And Galloping Hill, the patio replacement and the clubhouse renovation totals $1.2 million that you're forecasting. I'm just wondering, it's only about 10 years old, so exactly what's happening over there with that item? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to speak on the budget? Seeing no one else, I will formally close the official public hearing on the 2026 county budget and ask Finance Director Dr. Taylor to offer some responses, remarks to the questions and concerns made at the public hearing.
Through you, Chairman. So it's important to note that I'll just go in order of the things that I was able to actually hear during the 5 minutes of the speaker's comments. Compensated balances on sheet 3D are essentially capped per statute, $15,000 for all of our retirees. As you know, many of our retirees who qualify for retirement, that is the sheet that we have to disclose any known liabilities. And so if they are eligible to pay out their sick leave, many of them accumulate up to 300 days, but again, we can only pay out a maximum of $15,000, so that sheet lists all of those liabilities. As far as the tax cap bank is concerned, it is a financial planning tool. It is a tool that we use in the event that we need it. And it's interesting to note that the county has not needed to use the cap bank in a number of years, almost 10 years. We have stayed within our budget parameters. The board has consistently said that we are either going to keep taxes flat, or for a number of years, for over 4 years, county taxes increased 0%. We have not used the cap bank, but it is a tool available to our disposal. That's why we do have a cap bank of over $22 million. It is not real money. It is just, again, a flexible tool that the state allows you to do in the event of exigent circumstances. In this year's budget, we did increase health benefits by over $25 million. But even with that increase and all of the other varied increases in the budget in order to maintain operations, the reduction of federal grants, we are only still seeking an increase of 2% in the levy, whereas many of the counterparts throughout the state are looking at double-digit tax levy increases. Our budget does not take into consideration or even contemplate any of the exclusions that the 1977 as well as the 2010 cap allows us to do. So while the speaker was correct, our exclusions on the 3C sheet that denotes health benefits, it will clearly show we're not looking to include that increase of $25 million as part of an exclusion that the state allows us to do. So in short, the budget that is before you is 2% total. It accommodates all of the various increases that we are seeing as well as many other entities are seeing, but we're doing it in a responsible manner that ensures that county taxes are really stabilized for not only this year, but in prospective years. And it still meets all of our statutory obligations while still investing in our infrastructure. Through you, Chairman, if there are any questions?
Any questions from the board? Seeing none? Thank you. The meeting is now open for the public for the purpose of commenting on resolutions being offered for adoption and/or any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the county. Kindly state your name and town of residence for the record, and if speaking on a resolution on the agenda, please note the resolution number to which you are referring and adhere to the 5-minute time limit.
Good evening, Daniel McCaffrey. I live in Clark, New Jersey. I see some familiar faces and friends on the dais. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I come here for help. My name is Danny McCaffrey, and I live on the Clark Reservoir for the past 20 years. I love where I live, and I probably paid way more than my house was worth for at the time, but it was worth it, and we have a great location that we live at. I'm here tonight to discuss the reservoir project. You may or may not have been made aware of this, but there are a few things that are not good that are happening with the project. First, there have been dozens and dozens of dead turtles everywhere around the shore of the reservoir. It has been posted on the Clark Neighbors Facebook page. There are multiple pictures of dead turtles, and upwards of 300 plus people have commented and discussed about it. This isn't just me complaining about it. Prior to the project starting, the county engineer was walking along the waterway near my backyard, and we spoke. I was told by the county engineer that the county had contracted a firm to remove the aquatic life, water life from the reservoir and relocate them to a body of water in Summit. This was encouraging to hear. After the project began, they drained almost all of the water. As I mentioned, dozens and dozens of dead turtles are lying upside down along the shoreline. If you walk along the waterline, you have to watch where you're walking because they're dead everywhere. It's apocalyptic looking. Turtles live for decades. Why are all these turtles dying? Why didn't the company hired to collect these turtles and fish remove them as they were contracted to do so? A few days ago, before we had Saturday's rain, there was a very, very small amount of water left in the entire reservoir. This is the area directly behind my house. The remaining fish were jumping out of the water, appearing to be dying due to the water being almost completely removed. The fish are literally dying because there's not enough water. This has been temporarily subsided due to Saturday's rain, but they have 3 huge pumps going 24 hours a day, emptying out the water, so by tomorrow it should be empty again. If the answer is they already did do it, meaning removing the aquatic water life, then they didn't do a good job. They should come back and try and collect the remaining turtles and fish and wildlife. It's really a shame, and it's avoidable. Secondly, is there a plan to clean the drained out area of the reservoir near Madison Hill Road waterfall? This is the area behind my house. Because the water has been drained from the reservoir, all of the garbage and debris from 30 years is now exposed and showing. The water cannot currently go over the waterfall, and as a result, all of the debris has piled up and accumulated on the waterfall's edge. It's a perfect time to have a vendor come in and clean up the reservoir with like a beach comber type machine you see in the beaches. There are tires, garbage, huge tree branches on the waterfall edge, bottles, an empty safe, all sorts of junk that should be cleaned up if it's going to be done right. If this is not cleaned up by the waterfall edge, it'll definitely affect the waterfall that is able to go over the waterfall when the project is completed. If it is helpful, I have pictures that I brought to illustrate what I'm talking about. I can present them if you'd like. I have them here. I'm in support of the dredging component of this project. It's absolutely needed, and I'm happy the county's doing that, as are my neighbors. I just hope the county addresses these few issues to make it a little less painful for us residents who are living through it. Do you know, is there a plan to remove any of the debris by the waterfall?
The county manager will respond to questions after everybody's done.
Would you like the pictures that I have? Would that be helpful?
Give them to the clerk.
Thank you.
Jimmy, the clerk.
Thank you for your time.
Good evening, Chairman Bodak, members of the Commissioners Board. My name is Dennis Alaco. I reside in Summit, New Jersey. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak before you this evening. We share some common ground in our professional backgrounds. I spent many years serving communities across North Jersey as a postmaster, including my final 10 years right here in Elizabeth, prior to my retirement. In that role, I came to fully appreciate the importance of delivering reliable service to large and diverse populations. In addition, in my alter life, I currently serve as an NCAA men's basketball official, where I'm responsible for making difficult decisions in real time, doing what is right, and calling situations as I see them each night. Across both my career with the United States Postal Service and my work in athletics, two key factors have consistently defined my success: communication and accountability. That is why, as a Union County resident, a golfer, and a voter, I am most troubled by what I perceive to be a lack of transparency, accountability, and communication from the county commissioners regarding Ashbrook Golf Course and its facilities. Without revisiting every past concern, such as a clubhouse that offers limited value to golfers, significant cost overruns during its construction, and the likelihood of spending more than $4 million to address poor workmanship and insufficient oversight to rectify initial shortcomings, the broader issue remains clear: the ongoing management of this property. The current drainage remediation project is a prime example. While efforts have been initiated, the approach appears to be fundamentally flawed. Conditions on the course continue to deteriorate, to the point where Ashbrook is no longer playable as a full 18-hole facility. Loss of revenue to the facility and golfers paying for access to recreation through golf only lead to more frustrations when they only have access to a 9-hole experience. Just last weekend, after more than 2 weeks without any significant rainfall, the course was once again closed following moderate rain on a Saturday evening. Meanwhile, members of our group played the very next day at a Somerset County course in Bridgewater that experienced similar weather conditions the night before. The course remained open, no cart restrictions, and minimal evidence of rainfall impact. To date, the effectiveness of the drainage remediation efforts remains unclear. Work completed thus far has focused on off-site areas as part of Phase 1, while critical on-site waterways, particularly near holes 14, 15, and 16, remain unaddressed. These areas continue to overflow, rendering the course unplayable. Addressing these primary areas would first have provided measurable and visible results. Throughout this process, repeated attempts to seek information and clarity via emails, phone calls, and text messages to both Kemper personnel and members of the Union County staff have gone unanswered. This lack of communication has only added to an already significant level of frustration among stakeholders. Approximately 3 years ago, I stood before this very body and raised many of these same concerns. Shortly after speaking, I was approached, as were other members of our group, along with other golfers in attendance, if we would be willing to stay around and meet with Mr. Oatman and members of the board. We did. And Mr. Oatman, I'm sure you recall that evening. At that time, we were told it was too late in the season to make meaningful changes, and that the following year might still present challenges due to ongoing drainage work and planned irrigation upgrades. However, we were all also assured that the year after that, that is this year, conditions would be, quote, really, really good. Well, here we are in that year, and conditions are nothing short of really, really bad. As a group, we made a commitment by purchasing full season access cards. My question is simple: where is the county's commitment to providing a facility that residents can take pride in? I also struggle to understand how counties such as Somerset, Hunterdon, Essex, and Monmouth consistently maintain top-rated public golf facilities, courses that are respected statewide, while Union County continues to fall short. This disparity is a direct reflection on leadership and oversight.
Sir, your time is up.
In closing,
Sir, please, you have to.
when can we expect some meaningful results? That's all we're asking for. And if Mr. McCaffrey is looking for a place to...
Please step back from the mic, sir.
Sir, stop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Fran Wilson. I live in Roselle Park. I am also the president of the Men's Association at Ashbrook. Like Dennis had said, we were here 3-4 years ago. We met with the county manager, along with the chairperson at that time. Again, as Dennis said, we were told the first year was not going to be good, but the following year would be much better. And here we are, 3-4 years later, and the cost is worse than when we came here the first time. With all due respect, Mr. County Manager, your quote in the newspaper where you stated, and I quote, "No one wants this cost fixed more than we do, but this has to happen in stages," end quote. So please tell us, since we came to you 3-4 years ago, what are the stages? How many stages are there? I would like to think that there were 2 stages, and we came to you 3 or 4 years ago. One would think that we were either done or close to being done. Well, we're nowhere near it. Due to the lack of attention at the time when Hurricane Ida went through, the course now has lost fairways on 14, 15, 16, part of 17, and it's only going to cost the taxpayers more money now because the lack of action that was taken since 2021. If anything was done back in 2021 after the hurricane, we wouldn't be standing here today. And what bothers me, same with the other members that are all here today, and as Dennis said, was all we get is excuses. We don't get any kind of communication. We don't know what stage we're in. We don't know what time the next stage is starting. And you know, we paid $300 to get a county card. You know, we asked for a senior discount for the county card. We didn't get that. Every other county has that, but no, we don't get nothing. All we do is we get a 9-hole course, and even the 9 holes that we play are still a lot of wet spots on. And I know I said this before in my emails to you, that if someone was doing their job in 2021 when Hurricane Ida came through, you could have gotten all the monies that you lost with Ashbrook. When you lost the fence, you lost the bridge, you lost porta-johns, garbage cans, that all washed downstream to where this problem exists today. And the only thing when I found out from Oprah, when I Oprah'd this, was you got $69,000 from FEMA, and that's nothing. If you would have done your homework and submitted all the claims that all the damage that was done in the county, you would have gotten a lot more than $69,000. And I just want to end with saying, you know, I don't know what's going on. I'm sure there's some sort of gag order that no one's talking to us anymore, probably because you're fed up with us, you know, harassing you guys, trying to get answers. But someone's got to tell us what's going on. It's only fair to us. We're taxpayers. No one is telling us anything. Send emails and emails. No one answers them. All we get is a standard answer. I think there's a lack of communication between the county and Kemper, who runs it. I just don't understand how one golf course, before 2021, Ashbrook compared to Gallup Hill are 2 different entities by itself. How can one golf course look 100% beautiful and the other golf course have nothing but problems? To me, that's someone's mismanaging the monies that are allocated to these golf courses. So we ask you again, please tell us what's going on, address our concerns, let us know what's going to happen in the future, and let us know if we wasted $300 this year, we got to pay $300 next year, or what's, you know, let us know, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. Doreen Fraga, Saddlebrook. I'm with Animal Protection League of New Jersey. I attended the Commissioners' meeting last year. Unfortunately, Union County is still using lethal gas to kill the geese. From 2010 to 2025, 2,770 Canada geese have been killed in Union County. Thank you. I'm sorry. Union County continues to allow the USDA onto their properties and parks year after year to capture and gas Canada geese during the molt period when the geese are flightless. This is animal cruelty at its highest level. I tried several times to contact Victoria Durbin, but there was no acknowledgement of Animal Protections League pilot program offer to implement habitat modification, which would permanently deter the geese. Animal Protection League's wildlife mitigation team is available for another site visit with our ecological landscape designer to implement a pilot program at no cost to the county to discuss, as we discussed in 2022 regarding habitat modification. It's time to cancel the USDA and adopt a non-lethal, humane plan to deter geese from Union County parks and properties. It's time to take lethal off the table with the USDA, and we hope that you will be able to do that. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. In continuation, Valerie Devine, Animal Protection League of New Jersey. Please allow APLNJ to assist with this non-lethal solution. A few solutions could be, or would be, habitat modification is the #1 solution for permanently deterring geese. A no feeding ban should be implemented. Hawk kite is very effective. It's attaching a tail to the tail of a hawk with streamers and mylar strips, very effective. Please, again, a no feeding ban should be implemented. We have a packet of information we would like to drop off with you. Thank you.
Commissioners, this is Chuck Snyder from Union, New Jersey. I had a whole speech here prepared, but Fran and Dennis covered a lot of it, so I'll skip some of mine. I'm here also about the Ashbrook Golf Course. The main question I have is, the problem we had with the creek being clogged backs up the whole golf course and creates a flood zone back there. And at the similar time, there was upgrades planned to the golf course, irrigation, some rerouting of some holes and some other things. And it was decided that to combine the two projects of clearing out the creek with those other improvements to the thing, which sounds great. And I understand it needs to be in phases. You need to do the creek and then the restructuring of the holes and the irrigation. The question that I have is, why was the creek clearing itself, why was that broken down into phases? The way it was done was that from the power lines out into the swamp area, 500 yards out, that was all cleaned. PSE&G, I guess, paid the tab for that. I'm not sure. But then from the power lines into the course, which is only about 100 yards, they had cleaned out 500 yards and then came and within 100 yards of finishing, but they stopped the work. Not only did they stop the work, they had, in order to get out there, they had built a wooden roadway a quarter of a mile, maybe a half a mile back into the swamp just to get back to that work area. Cleaned out that 500 yards of the creek, and then they left. And then instead of leaving at least the roadway in place so that phase 2 could come in and utilize that roadway, they took that out now too. So my question is, why? Why was that done? Why was it broken into 2 phases in the first place? And why was it not coordinated better so that you could go right from phase 1 to phase 2? That's my main question. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Bob Cascone from Westfield, New Jersey. I'm not going to beat the dead horse that everybody else just talked about. We know that Ashbrook's not in good shape. But something that I did 3 years ago with Vicki was ask about the $300 card and discounting that for seniors. I don't know if any of you have ever looked on the Ashbrook website, but there's 2 cards you can buy. There's a 7-day card and a 14-day card. The 7-day card is $45. If you're a senior, it's discounted down to $35. The 14-day card is $300. If you're a senior, it's discounted down to $300. Okay? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, the 20% discount that you have on the 7-day card should be there. So I brought this up 3 years ago. It was a little too late to get it in. 2 years ago, I got in touch with Vicki again, and something came up where you couldn't get it on your agenda. I did it last November, trying to get in it for this year. This is 3 years now. This is a simple fix for you, and it's a little bit of an attaboy for the rest of us that are going through this to say, hey, we're doing something for you. So just to give you an idea, Monmouth County Golf, $270 out of county, senior $250. Morris County, $275 out of county senior $160. Somerset County Golf, out of county, $275. If you're a senior, $225. And how do we know that? Because 20 of us in here have Somerset County cards now, because we had to get them so we could get tee times, so we could keep our association going. Essex County Golf, $275 out of county, $199 for a senior. The list goes on. 100 in his no card. They just discount if you're a senior. They just give you a big discount when you go to play golf. Well, there is a little bit of a discount in Union County when you play golf too. I'm not complaining about that. But the card that we pay for every year, $300, you could do something about that. You could all make a vote and you could take care of that right now. And that would be something. You got to throw a little bit of something at us. It's just nothing but salt's been coming into the wounds. Ashbrook Golf Course is a mess. And I've been playing there since I was 14 years old. That's a long time, over 50 years. It didn't flood then. Your engineer in the paper said that it's flooding, because it's in a swamp. Well, if you go 1,000 yards in 2 directions, there's 3 more golf courses, Shakamaxon, Plainfield, and West 9. They don't flood. They're in the same plane that we're in, all right? They just don't have creeks that are backed up because they have maintenance that takes care of those things. Granted, 2 of them are private courses, but there's a lot of guys who work at Ashbrook. We see them every day, okay? Somebody could be out there cleaning that stuff out. Even if you did a little bit at a time, it would get done. Nothing's getting done. There was a storm last year, one of the bridges on the hole number 15, there were logs. I thought it was going to knock down the bridge. There was so much debris that was up against the bridge itself. What would it have taken? We could come in and do it. We'll get our association to come in and help. I mean, whatever it takes right now, we're willing to do. But you guys have to make some kind of point of effort on this. You sit there and tell us, you're waiting for EPA, you're waiting for this, you're waiting for that. We were here 3-4 years ago, and nothing's changed. How long does it take to get with the EPA? All right? Somebody get in a car and drive down to Trenton and get something done then. All right? We pay taxes here just like you do. We're tired of it. A lot of us are in our, 60s pushing into the 70s. This is where we are. This is our country club. All right? This is what we were looking to do in our retirement years. And you're taking that away from us. You're forcing us to go to other counties and spend our money there. It's not right. I don't want to see the little red light come on, so I'll be done.
Good evening. My name is Ron McCray, 840 East Hazelwood Avenue, Rahway, New Jersey. I'd like to just bring to you a couple points, if I'm in order. I was here 3 years ago in reference to one issue, and that was in reference to speeding. It's a county road. So I'd like to know who's responsible, either the county or the city, because I go to the city on a regular basis and they choose to ignore me. So I'm here to find out who's responsible for the speeding. And when I say as I'm standing here, the vehicles, okay, the cars itself, between 35 and depends on the crazies up to 60, okay, especially in Eden. We have dump trucks, gasoline trucks, oil trucks, all kind of heavy-duty vehicles flying down there. This is a fact as of maybe between 45, 50 miles an hour, because to them it appears to be a straightaway, a stretch. It's a 25 mile per hour zone. Okay, in the road, there's school crossing, the JFK, where school bus picks up kids and drop them off. People don't, as a whole, do not stop at the crosswalk because there's no signs there that says stop for pedestrian, even though there's a law, okay, states that. So they don't care. So people are flying. And as of last year, I believe around April of last year, we had an earthquake, a minor earthquake, and there was earth tremors. As of this evening, as I speak, because of the heavy-duty trucks flying down there, the houses are shaking. You don't know if it's an earth tremor or what's going to happen. We know factually vehicles cannot stop on a dime, especially trucks. And we talk about gasoline trucks, oil trucks. Also, when it snows, the trucks cannot plow. They only go down the street because there's no sign to say no. There is a sign that says no parking when the street is covered with snow, but nobody enforced the no parking. So I got blocked in, so which means when I shovel the snow from my driveway out to the road, I'm doing the county's job, no matter how you look at it. And so also with that, the street sweeper cannot sweep because there's no sign that says there's no parking. I called Janice, I believe, at Transportation Rahway Police Department. She asked, was there a sign? I said no. That was in July of last year. It's almost a year later. And so the street sweeper cannot sweep the trash. Trash comes and it clogs up the drains. And so, but who cleans it out? Who's responsible? I suggest, and I put this here, if you're not going to reroute the heavy-duty trucks and slow them down, because on Randolph, between Middlesex and Union County, okay, the speed limit is 35. It's a commercial road. I live on a residential, 25 mile. It's narrow. Okay, so there's absolutely no reason whatsoever that vehicles should be flying through there at any speed other than 25 in itself. And so that is an issue as a whole on a regular basis. The other thing, too, I also would like to put this two things. Rahway Park, I guess is a county area, I'm not sure. But vehicles come off St. George Avenue doing every bit of 40 without caution, rushing to Valley Road. Or you have vehicles come off Valley Road flying around. If they don't see a police officer on the other side by the pool, then they keep going. Very little do stop for a pedestrian. That is an issue, okay? And so those are the things that's extremely important. And one of the biggest things, too, is the speeding. It's unacceptable for anybody anywhere to allow that, especially in a residential area. I am voting, I vote, I'm a taxpayer, I own my home. Why should I have to elect somebody if somebody is not going to do their job? No matter how you look at it. So if you're not going to reroute the commercial vehicles, then put speed bumps, and you should have speed bumps at Witherspoon and Stockton. That in itself will force everybody to slow down and pay attention. And at Stockton Street and at Witherspoon is to have those flashing lights, so when somebody pushes the button, it tells the motorist to slow down or stop and pay attention. That's what's important. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Bodick and Commissioners, for allowing us this time. My name is Matt Laughlin. I live in Westfield, and I'm a member of the Ashbrook Golf Association. Though its name is Ashbrook Men's Golf Association, it is open to women as well. It's an anachronism from a long ago time. I won't repeat the issues as presented. They're well known to this board. They are well known to anyone who has attempted to golf at Ashbrook. And so I'll just get to a couple of quick things. One is Commissioner Palmieri-Muedad, thank you very much for allowing us to hear that the commissioners fully support those who are in need by filling in the SNAP reduction benefits that we have seen and other reductions in budgets for those less fortunate coming from Washington. So thank you for highlighting those, and thank you to this board for supporting that. The county, though, does have a $559 million budget. And my question simply is, how much of that budget has been assigned to rectifying the problems at Ashbrook? And when might we see some bona fide improvement in the conditions that have been discussed tonight Will there be a timeline that we can look at, hold people to, and finally create a golf course that everyone can be proud of and utilize to its full extent? Thank you.
Big night for him, 3 times. Big night, 3 times. I hope he did too.
Good evening, Chair Bodick, ladies and gentlemen of the Commissioner Board, Bruce Patterson, Garwood, New Jersey. Reso 264 is paying an additional $148,000 to Persistent Construction for the Passaic County Bridge project. Is this the bridge where there was an argument with the previous contractor and a lawsuit over the high voltage power lines that were above the bridge? And what was that amount about, and did the bonding companies have to come in and get involved? Reso 289, this is the potential COLA cap bank resolution, which is just about mythical monies that could come back and bite the taxpayers if utilized. And I appreciate Bibby Taylor coming in to explain it. But again, I'm going to say, with using the health insurance waiver, looks like we are still under the 2% cap, so that's positive. But amazing that you later are taking the $26 million as cap bank monies. I suggest you vote no on this year's cap bank, since you're sitting on $150 million in free cash and still have $11.5 million in the bank cap from the previous 2 years. If the budget was so fiscally sound, as everybody claims, then we don't even need to use this tool. We have the tool from the previous 2 years. We have the surplus. So that's it. Vote no. Reso 290 is adopting the budget. Note the county budget is $559.6 million, up from $520 million in 5 years ago. That's a $40 million budgetary increase. County taxes are now $388 million, along with an extra $18 million in open space trust fund tax, where 5 years ago it was $367 million with $12 million in open space tax. That's a burden of an additional $26 million that taxpayers have to pay over the 5 years. During those 5 years, county debt went up another $50 million. All this while the workforce was reduced by 600 employees and certain operations were closed or transferred out of the county. Huge increases that shouldn't be. You're claiming to have such a conservative budget is being disingenuous to the taxpayers who have to cover that increase of $26 million along with the $50 million in more debt. Of course, you guys are going to vote unanimously. What else is new? Reso 291 to 295 is county bonding related and totals $54.4 million in the agenda. Is this our general bonding total for this year, or is there a lot more bonding to be done? Any idea of how much? Usually you're running about $60 to $75 million a year. Reso 314 is putting up for auction the correctional facility next door with a certain deed restriction, as you noted. With the deed restriction, I just wonder, is there still feelers coming in about this auction? What is the county to do with the common utility connections, such as heating between the buildings? I'm surprised a lot of people that were here to fight this originally aren't here now. But anyway, as to the executive session, what did DuPont and 3M allegedly do that New Jersey is suing them about, and is this going to cost the county itself any monies? And just as a note to Bob, who talked about Ashbrook, he said, we pay taxes like you do. And just note, the county manager, Oatman, and finance chair, Bibby Taylor, doesn't even live in the county. The last note is also the commissioners, as calculated with their pay and what the hours they expend, they're getting paid $650 an hour. So, I mean, you know, maybe they're above us all. Thank you very much.
Is that a fact?
Are there any other speakers? Seeing no one else, I will formally close this portion of the meeting and ask the county manager to address any of the comments or questions.
Thank you, Chairman. For the resident on Hazelwood, The township, to change the speed limit, first the township has to pass a resolution, and then the county concurs with it. So it starts at the town to reduce the speed limit on your road. For the enforcement, Chief De Silva in the back will coordinate with the Rahway Police to increase enforcement and deal with we have a truck unit, and they will come out and try to address the truck issue. Let's see. For the executive session, the lawsuit is about PFAS, which is a chemical in fire extinguishers and foam that has been spilled over or used over the years that has polluted the ground and the waterways for the Gulf. There's a lot of notes and comments here. Why it was done in phases, the dredging. It's all about a DEP permit. I know you don't want to hear it, but that is the law. You cannot just jump in and pull things out. The DEP permit allows you to do X to Y. You go a step farther, you will be fined. There are permits in to do the rest. There are permits in to address the four holes that really flood. We have met with you many times and told you guys that. That's where it is. When we get the permits from DEP, we will begin construction. We have spent millions of dollars. There's somebody questioned our commitment. Over the years, we have spent millions of dollars to address the issues at Ashbrook. We are working on it. It's not. Excuse me, you had time to speak. Now it's my turn.
It's all wasted money.
Sir, you know what? It might
Please
be
don't.
right. It might be wasted money. Maybe we also should look at making it a 9-hole or a 12-hole. Maybe it should not be an 18 anymore.
I don't think we haven't thought of that.
Please don't speak from the audience.
Well, I guess the answers aren't. Nobody wants to hear the answers if you're going to try to shout over me all the time.
Forget that meeting in your office, Mr. Oakman. You must have a short memory.
Sir, you cannot yell out from the audience. You are allowed to speak. Now we are allowed to speak. I will also comment that my staff has been cursed at, yelled, and harassed by members of your association.
Absolutely not.
That is absolutely not. Excuse me, we're not debating.
Never cursing.
Just no comments from the public at this point. Let the
I
county
will call up the
manager.
county engineer to deal with the turtle issue. Rick Mateus, would you come up and answer the turtle issue question about? Yes.
Evening, Chairman. In regards to the turtles and Clark Reservoir, the contractor is working with a set of professionals. They did have a subcontractor that relocated nearly 4,000 fish. They are working with Fish and Wildlife. All Fish and Wildlife regulations were followed. They are now trying to do an assessment and figure out what's happening. Thank you.
Concludes everything, Chairman. I tried.
Thank you. May I have a motion to adopt resolutions 2026-261 through 2026-331?
Second.
Chairman.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the second.
Lourdes.
Lourdes. I have a motion by Commissioner Mirabella, seconded by Commissioner Lourdes. Leon, clerk, would you please call the roll?
Certainly, Chair. Commissioner Baker?
Aye.
Commissioner Leone?
Aye.
Commissioner Mirabella?
Aye.
Commissioner Neron? Commissioner Palmieri Mudet?
Aye.
Commissioner Signorello III?
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams?
Aye.
And Chairman Bodek?
Aye.
Let the record reflect you have 8 votes in the affirmative on all resolutions.
Thank you. I would like to call upon Commissioner Palmieri Mudet for comments.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to share information about upcoming aging services kiosk events that take place at local libraries here in Union County. These ASK events provide seniors and caregivers with direct access to information and support on services such as nutrition, transportation, housing, and application assistance. The next dates are May 5th at the Union Public Library, May 13th at the Clark Public Library, both from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Bilingual assistance will be available at all locations. This is a great opportunity for residents to connect with available resources and get help navigating services. For more information, residents can visit ucnj.org/aging or call 888-280-8226. And I just want to briefly address, again, I'm always appreciative for anybody who takes time out of their day to come to a meeting to speak about an issue that you have. And I've been a commissioner now, I'm in my third term, and one thing I had to learn was that, as we all know, and I know sometimes it's never what you want to hear, but in government, nothing ever happens overnight, right? I remember when I got elected, I was like, we're going to put a new park somewhere. And I thought like the next week I was going to take my kids to the park, and I didn't know that would be like 3 or 4 years later. And that's just how things go. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of people. There's different agencies that have to approve, and we all know that. I'm not giving any information that isn't known. But one thing I can say, as being a member of this board for the last several years, there has never been an issue that we have had public participation coming to our meetings to discuss that we as a board and as a county manager have not taken seriously. In fact, the golf club, I was the chairwoman a couple of years ago when many of you came to those meetings. And it was something that we spoke about at length then, and we've continued. I had a conversation with Vicki, our director of parks, yesterday about where we are, what we can do, what options we have. It is something that absolutely has not fallen on deaf ears, nor has any major issue or small issue that has ever been presented to us as a board, so long as I've been serving on the board. It's never as immediate as anyone ever wants. I know that. I know for ourselves as well, we're constantly frustrated when we know that there's something that we would like to see, or we know that would benefit residents or make residents happy, and it cannot happen overnight. But it does not mean that anything is falling on deaf ears. It is something that we are taking very seriously. We have, and we've had constant conversations. I know I have. I know my colleagues on the board have, and I want you to know that we appreciate you coming. We appreciate that you are passionate about some of the beautiful aspects of Union County, as we are, and we are working on this. It's something that we are trying to fix as quickly as we can so that our residents can benefit from it. And we hope that we can give you a better update as soon as we can. That would be pleasing. But I want you to know, just for myself, I don't like to hear that a concern was never addressed. It is being addressed, and maybe not at the rate that anybody would like to see, but I cannot look back at one thing that was ever brought forward to us, good or bad, that we haven't taken seriously and had discussions and strategies and ideas and what can we do to make this more efficient for the county. So I apologize that you're not happy at this time. I know, we are all taxpayers here, and we want to see our money go to good use. And I do believe that we are doing our best in our Parks Department, our county manager, our board, to make sure that we rectify the issues at Ashbrook. So thank you for coming. And with that, I will close my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Palmieri Muedad. Commissioner Baker?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I also, excuse me, I am still suffering from a cold all week long. But I'd like to share information about an upcoming Fresh Start event that's happening here in Union County. In case you don't know, the Fresh Start is a mobile service that provides laundry, shower, and restroom access, along with the connections to other kinds of resources for those who need it. And it's been going on for a few years now, and this program is run through the Department of Human Services and has been very well received in either part of Union County, the western part, the eastern part of the county, and it's it's a pretty simple and meaningful way to engage people who are in need of these kind of services that don't have readily or ready access to them. So I want to advise you that the next event will be on Thursday, May the 7th at 9 a.m. From 9 to 12 exactly at the Elizabeth Public Library. And we will continue to offer these kinds of programs to the benefit of those who need them. It's one of those services that we are very proud to provide, and it does help those who are in need. So for more information regarding these type of events, please contact the Union County Action Line at area code 908-677-5405. And that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Commissioner Baker. Commissioner Marabella?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to share a few comments on upcoming events as we look to Pride Month in Union County. We'll begin with our annual Pride flag raising on Monday, June 1st at 12:30 on the steps of the Union County Courthouse. Then on Saturday, June 6th, we'll hold our third annual LGBTQ+ Pride 5K Color Run at Oak Ridge Park in Clark. Registration begins at 8 a.m. and the kickoff and the race starts at 9 a.m. This event continues to grow each year and brings together residents from across the county to celebrate Pride in a fun, welcoming, and visible way. Participants of all ages and abilities are encouraged to walk, run, and take part in this color run. The event will include family-friendly activities, resource tables, and giveaways, and we're proud to continue creating spaces where all residents feel supported, included, and celebrated. I want to thank particularly Robert Charkowski, who heads our LGBTQ office, one of only 4 in the entire country with a dedicated office for LGBTQ affairs. For more information or to register, please visit our website, ucnj.org/LGBTQ. I did want to make a couple of other comments. One, in response to Mr. McCaffrey's comments on the reservoir and the cleanup. I listened very carefully what the county engineer had to say and following the rules. And, I think that we need to continue to work towards saving as many of the wildlife as we can, right? And that cleanup that he mentioned about the falls, I pass that location twice a day, and I can see what he's talking about as far as the debris that's there. I see the water level goes down and comes up with the rain. And I think we need to kind of look at that. And I'm going to have further conversation with the county manager to talk about what a cleanup in that area could look like. I can't agree more with the comments of Commissioner Palmieri Muedad, and I can't really add much to it. So I hope you listened exactly to what she said. She put it in a real concise way as far as this board caring about that golf course, trying to fix it. The county manager is also correct. With our hands are tied in a lot of ways with the DEP. Somebody said the EPA. It's not the EPA. It's the DEP. And they are frustrating and bureaucratic and hard to work around. But I will tell you, though, we need to continue to have some kind of civil discourse, civil conversation. When the county manager is trying to give you some comments, shouting back is not the way to handle that. And you know that. We were politely listened to all your comments and concerns over several years, and the concerns and comments are not unwarranted, okay? They are justified. I am frustrated myself. I'm not a golfer anymore, but I used to play there when I was a kid, and it was great fun to play, and I loved it. And I'm committed to making sure that it gets to a point where it's playable again. You've heard the term, you have to be patient, particularly with government. I know you don't want to hear that. I know you want to get out there and play, although the weather's been kind of crappy anyway this spring. When it is nice, you want to be able to play a full 18 and get out there and get your money's worth. I will look at the senior card idea. I think the gentleman who brought that up left before I could say that. I think that's something we could certainly take a look at. But I don't want anybody to think that we don't care about it. It's not happening as fast as we want it to happen. You think we want to sit here and have you guys yell at us? We don't. You'd rather be home, maybe not watching the Mets these days, but maybe another team. So it's not a good scenario. I'd rather you guys be home and us not have to hear that, because that means it would be fixed. So we're trying. I know it's frustrating to hear that, especially two years after, 3 years maybe after they were originally brought up. But I think continued patience is necessary, and we'll keep doing what we can behind the scenes, whether you think we're doing anything or not. That concludes my comments, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Mirabella. Commissioner Neuron?
Good evening, everyone. I also just want to echo the comments of the commissioners you heard prior to all the concerns and comments that were brought to the table. This is a work in progress. And we're going to make sure that we follow up and do what we need to do, because we do get all the emails and we do get all the information that's happening in the community, and it is we don't want to see this happening. We want to make sure that, I think one of the things that I always say is we want to make sure that we're a model county for nationally and not just locally here in the state of New Jersey. So, we'll be working together in the next couple of months to address all of these issues. There's a lot of great things that I want to, kind of shout out that I've been honored to be part of this past month. Want to definitely thank all the commissioners and the county manager for supporting Union County Fatherhood Initiative that took place this weekend, or 2 weekends ago, I believe. And also want to recognize the Department of Recreation on the expansion and beautification of Montano Park. That was a great grand ribbon cutting, and thank you, Chairman and administration, for the great work that you're doing behind that, and our director, Vicki Durbin Drake. Also, to Director Debbie Ann Anderson with the Union County Office of Persons with Disabilities. We had an amazing special needs autism acceptance celebration at Warren-Acre Park, which went very well. And last but not least, I just want to take a moment to remind everybody that tomorrow marks May 1st. At 4 p.m., we will be hosting the 3rd annual Haitian Flag Day raising ceremony here at the steps of Union County Courthouse. This event marks the start of Haitian Heritage Month here in Union County, and it's an opportunity to recognize the history and culture and contributions of the Haitian community. In recognition of this occasion, Union County Courthouse will also illuminate the courthouse in blue and red tomorrow evening, and again on May 18th, honoring Haitian Flag Day. Throughout the month, we will also be hosting an art exhibit in the Commissioner's Gallery right outside, featuring work from local artists. The exhibit will be open to the public during regular business hours. As one of the newest commissioners and someone of Haitian heritage, I can definitely say this is a meaningful moment, and I'm definitely proud to stand with our Haitian community and also the county as a whole celebrating Haitian heritage. So definitely want to encourage everybody to come out tomorrow, and definitely look at our website for all the upcoming events that we have coming up in regards to Haitian heritage. And to a gentleman talking about the traffic and speeding issues, that's something that we'll follow up on. And I don't know how we can work together with the city of Broadway, but we'll follow up with our county manager to make sure that the New Jersey New Jersey Transportation Authority can help address that as well. Anything we can do there. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Signorella?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. I'm pleased to share that 44 organizations across Union County will receive funding through the 2026 Local Arts Grant Program. These grants totaling over $300,000 are part of a larger award from the New Jersey State Council on the Arts to support local programming. The funding helps sustain a wide range of initiatives, from performances and exhibitions to educational programs that serve residents of all ages. This program plays an important role in expanding access to the arts and strengthening our local community of arts. The local arts program is made possible through funding from the New Jersey State Arts Council, Council on Arts, a partner agency of the National Endowment for Arts. For more information on this year's receipts or other grant opportunities, please visit our website or contact the Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs at 908-558-2550. Look, I'd also like to echo, I think my fellow commissioners stated eloquently, I've only been up here for a couple of months. I'm like a 40 handicap golfer, so I cannot attest to the pain that you guys are feeling, but I can promise you we take your concerns very seriously, and I do agree with Commissioner Mirabella. You know, if you guys can help me with my swing, I would definitely support the senior discount. That's a joke. We do take these very seriously, and we do read all your emails. The last thing I want to mention, and I appreciate Mr. Patterson giving me a raise again of $650 an hour. I look forward to my next paycheck. That should be fun. I think there's something really important because I've been here for a couple meetings and I keep hearing the same thing over and over again. The administration correct me, but I believe in the County of Union we have a AAA bond rating. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
It's the highest bond rating that you could have as a county, right? And when we talk about this surplus of money, like it's just like something that we could just give out. A large part of that, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with either public or private financing, is driven by the fact that we have said surplus. So it might sound great for 1 year, if it were even possible, to just say, all right, well, we're going to take this out of the surplus. The millions of dollars that you would waste in monies going forward from the rating hit that we could take from that surplus would, I assure you, cost more to the taxpayers than we are paying right now. So just a little education for the folks here. I think it's important if you guys want to speak on budgets. Thank you very much. Appreciate all your time and your public service.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Leon?
Thank you, Chair. I'm also not a golfer, but my whole family is, and I feel for you guys. I do have to tell you that our county manager has been on top of this. I agree with both Commissioners Mirabella, all our commissioners, and we are hearing you. We hear your voices, and we're trying, but government does work slowly, but we're going to keep at it. We promise you. You're not being unheard. You're being heard. And besides that, I want to say that Union County Board of County Commissioners is announcing the return of the Women's Mean Business Summit. The event is going to take place at Galloping Hill Golf Course on Wednesday, May 27th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's our 12th year. The summit brings together women in all stages of their careers for a day of networking, professional development, and inspiration. The program includes breakfast and lunch, breakout sessions, and we have a keynote address from Margot Challey, who's the Acting Secretary of Higher Education. And with that, I'm going to end my comments tonight. Oh, and admission is $65. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Chair Williams?
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to share an upcoming event that is being hosted by our Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs as part of our efforts to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. On Wednesday, May 12th at 12 noon, residents are invited to attend a lecture at the Elizabeth Public Library titled New Jersey's Revolutionary Rivalry, The Untold Story of Colonel Ty and Captain Huddy, presented by author Rick Gefkin. This program will highlight a lesser-known chapter of Revolutionary War history, focusing on the complex rivalry between Colonel Ty, a formerly enslaved man who became a loyalist leader, and Captain Joshua Huddy of the Monmouth County Militia. It's an opportunity to explore the deeper and more nuanced history of the Revolutionary War, especially here in New Jersey, where local conflicts played a very significant role. This event is free and open to the public, and we encourage residents to attend. I will certainly be attending because I think this is it's going to be a fascinating lecture. For more information about this and about all of our 250th events, or to register, please visit our website at ucnj.org/250. That is it for my comments this evening. Thank you, Chairman Bodick.
Thank you, Vice Chair. The Union County Board of Elections is reminding residents that the deadline to register to vote for the June 2nd, 2026 primary election is Tuesday, May 12th. Eligible residents can register online, by mail, or in person through the Board of Elections or through their local municipal clerk. New Jersey also allows 17-year-olds who will be 18 by the general election to vote in the primary, giving young voters an opportunity to get involved early in the process. In addition, Union County is currently seeking poll workers for Election Day. There is also a particular need for Republican poll workers to meet statutory requirements, as well as bilingual poll workers to assist residents with limited English proficiency. Poll workers play a critical role in assuring every voter has the opportunity to participate, and those who serve receive compensation for the day. For more information on voter registration or becoming a poll worker, please visit www.ucnj.org/pollworker. Regarding the issues at Golf Course, this board has been committed, as the county manager has been saying. He's come to this board and prior boards, and millions of dollars have been allocated to address the problem. Moving forward, it has been a slow process, a lot slower than any of us want it to be, and we understand your frustrations. But please, we are working on it and hope to bring it to a conclusion. Thank you. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Commissioner Mirabella, Commissioner Neuron, all in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is now adjourned.